We're speaking today with Chris Ducker. Chris is the CEO of the Live to Sell telemarketing companies that are based in the Philippines. And he's also the founder and creator of the Virtual Business Lifestyle blog, which has about 25,000 readers a month. Now, if you're a blogger, I'm sure you'd like to get those kind of numbers, and Chris does, and that's how I came across Chris and found him. How you doing today, Chris?
Very good, Karl. Very good. How about yourself?
I'm fantastic. You know, it never ceases to amaze me. This is the second time we've done an interview over Skype, and both times we're 12 hours removed. You're in the Philippines. I'm in the East Coast of the United States. And every time we went to get started, I'd get a message from you that says, wait a second, I'm in the middle of a copyright issue, or I'm in the middle of a business deal. I'm signing a contract. And I'm thinking, it's 10 o'clock at night, dude. What are you doing? Do you ever sleep?
Man, you know, it's all about the hustle, man. It's all about that hustle. But no, I mean, this, in my defense, these are the kind of weird warped hours that I keep because I'm here and the majority of my clients are in the United States. I kind of have to work these kind of strange hours. In fact, I don't usually get going until around 3 in the afternoon. So, I usually work up to around about midnight, sometimes a little later, depending on how much fun I'm having. But yeah, around there you go.
So this is not unusual for you. So
no.
You've taken away my guilt for getting you.
That's
right.
I'm glad to hear that.
He's going to bed. I want to.
I literally just had lunch an hour ago. So there you go.
Well, there you go. Hey, there's a couple of things I wanted to talk to you about. I'm doing a 3-part series, and you're one of those key elements, and it's all about virtual connection between CEOs and executives. There's 2 things that, having followed you through your blog and having communicated with you before, that I wanted to speak to you about. One has to do with the way you run your company virtually when you're away, particularly continents away, and maybe the technology or the techniques you use briefly. And then also I wanted to get into a little bit about your collaboration process, how you hook up with other CEOs and peers from other different walks of life and different types of businesses that are not necessarily competing to your own. They're just totally different. And I've watched you. You seem to have a process almost of meeting them, online first and then progressing through a relationship. And I think that would be interesting to the viewers of this. So maybe we ought to start with just the first thing I said, like when you run your company and you're not there. And I know the goal of Virtual Business Lifestyle is to show people how to separate themselves from the day-to-day of their company and operate a profitable business out of the office. What are the top things that you do to make that happen?
I was sitting in an office, beautiful building in LA earlier on this year with one of my clients, and we were talking about this. And I always say, when I team with clients, I'm not a service provider, I'm not a vendor in any way, shape, or form. I'm a business partner. And just like in real life, if I, partner up with anyone in a business standpoint, I also like those people to at least be friends of mine, because my whole deal is that, you know what, it's great to make money with people, but if you can make money with people who are also friends and you can see them enjoying it and you can see them making money at the same time, it's such a great deal for everyone involved. So I'm sitting there and I'm speaking to this client who I deem is also a friend in some sorts. And he's like, how the hell do you do it, Chris? How can you remove yourself like that, from managing all these people and not be there for extended periods of time, whether it be for a few days each week or a couple of weeks out of a month or whatever the case may be, and not worry and not fret and not, get, Advil requiring headaches on a bi-daily basis or whatever the case may be, because he himself admitted to me that he could not do it. He just couldn't see himself not going into the office every single day. He just felt like nothing would be achieved and that he would just lose all control on, everything that goes on. And it's a very, very interesting question. And I do feel that attitude is the primary focus there, is that if you feel that you can't do it, then you probably won't be able to do it. But if you feel like it is something you want to try and get going with, then it's a lot easier if you're in that mindset. And really, from my standpoint, technology-wise, there's only a couple of things I use. I like to keep things very, very simple when it comes to technology, because I'm not very kind of tech inclined at all. And we have a mutual friend, Phil Montero, from the Anywhere office, who, I actually call my Mr. Miyagi of online tech stuff, because, he's helped me on a few things in sort of getting my email into the cloud and things like that before in the past. And I'm not techie at all. So I actually just really use three things to be as virtual as possible. And the first one is, the Google package, the Google suite of software. So we're talking about Gmail, talking about Gcalendar, and we're talking about the Google apps, right? So, I fundamentally use that suite of applications to be able to work pretty much on any device anywhere. So iPhone, iPad, laptop, desktop, whatever the case may be. The other piece of technology, if you want to call it, that I use is Dropbox. For I could use Google Docs, but a lot of the time, I got videos and audio and stuff that I must include in that as well. So I will use Dropbox quite heavily every day.
Yeah, I'm a fan of Dropbox as well.
Yeah, Dropbox is great, and I think the beautiful thing about Dropbox is that you can just share just one folder. You don't have to share the entire thing.
Right.
So, I might have, for instance, my PA will have access to one folder, but my marketing manager might have access to two, or something along those lines. So Dropbox is another big one. The last one is Skype. Right? It's just one of the best goddamn pieces of software ever created as far as I'm concerned. So those are really the three things that I use technology-wise when traveling and when I'm not in the office to be able to work and collaborate with my team.
One of the things that you said, notwithstanding the technology that you finished with, but you had said about the attitude of handling this, and I've read the Ferris book on 4-Hour Work Week and all this stuff about running your business virtually. I'm not sure I could do it. It sounds like a nice fantasy. Dream. I want to do it. That's one of the reasons I follow your blog. But what my sense is that this whole ability to let go, you have to achieve a couple of small successes first and grow into it. It's tough to just go one day and say, I'm out.
Oh, yeah.
I'm going. You have to sort of wean yourself away from things. And one of the things I talk to my wife about sometimes is when bad times hit, we start to realize what happened. We're still here.
Right.
We didn't die. We
Right.
still have our family and all that kind of thing. So sometimes there's an ability to sort of let small bad things happen, let people learn, let subordinates learn, and staff and so forth, and realize the fact that the world's not going to end, and maybe you sort of give up that sense of control a little bit and back off.
That's it.
And I'm on that progression. I'm on the very bottom of the hockey stick going up. You're certainly much further along, but I find that a very interesting observation. Tell me a little bit about when you collaborate with people and other peers and CEOs and business partners, and how do you kind of start that process and get moving to the point where you have maybe a trusted advisor relationship, maybe almost there might be like a board of advisors or sort of a mastermind group type of people that you associate with?
Well, I mean, I am a member of a mastermind group. There's 6 of us within the group. We meet once a week via Skype, just in audio chat, and we all talk about things that we're going through, any challenges we're having from a business standpoint. We might discuss projects that we're thinking about launching. Every now and then, we might talk about teaming up with maybe 1 or 2 of the members or whatever. But mastermind groups put to one side. How I will begin the process of getting to know someone will really depend on what I want to achieve out of that relationship. A lot of the time online, I guess I just want to be buddies with somebody because they're putting out great content online, or they're doing they got a great podcast, and I feel like connect with this guy. He's pretty smart. You never know what's around the corner. Something might happen. Blah 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 blah. If it's more of a business situation where I look at someone, I say to myself, that's a guy that I should be teaming up with to make money. If that's, a whole different ballgame, then obviously I'll start with, other points of interest in place. But you know what? 9 times out of 10, and we were talking about this before you hit your record button there, 9 times out of 10, when it's online, and pretty much everything I do now networking-wise for business it all does fundamentally begin online. 9 times out of 10, a simple tweet will do the job. Pretty much everyone that is active online is using Twitter now. I do have a Facebook page. I do have a LinkedIn profile. I kind of flirt between the two of them. I don't really do a whole lot on either of them. I am a Twitter guy. I prefer Twitter. It's fast. It's easy. It's on my iPhone and everything. So for me, I might read someone's content online and I'll reach out to them and say, hey, I just read this, this post. I thought it was great. I wanted to reach out and say thanks for taking the time to put it together. A quick comment like that when you haven't spoken or met that person before can actually do quite a bit. And some of the best relationships that I have with people that are active online have started in that kind of manner. And I think, once you get to know someone a little bit better, and the tweets might turn into the Skype call like it did with, our aforementioned mutual buddy, Phil Montero, and also yourself as well. Mm-hmm. We've had a few Skype calls now, and, it's such an online small world nowadays that I think as long as you want to achieve a relationship from getting to know somebody and not just a casual acquaintance, it's a lot easier nowadays than it ever has been before. And I mean, I don't know about you, but me personally, when I find someone that I respect and I appreciate their work, I always reach out and say thanks. And I never make anybody mad at me for doing that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you're using, it's sort of the Dale Carnegie, how to win friends and influence people, but using virtual technology. And in your case, you use Twitter. I've posted some things before when it talks about social media that if you try and be a master at all of them, you're probably going to be fair to Midland at all of them, unless that's your business. But if you're in a different kind of business, I always say you can master one of them, get fairly good and competent in another, and then the last one is sort of one that you're aware of and you might play with. But and my order's a little different. I happen to do very, very well at LinkedIn. Twitter's the one that I'm trying to get better at and trying to become a master of, but I'm not there yet. And Facebook, I'm in the same place as you. I'm aware of it. I have a page. I have a business page. I post stuff to it, but it's from business, from my perspective, I want to focus on the other two.
Right. And I mean, Facebook it's a very good medium for discussion, and particularly if you've got, I got over like 11,000 people on my fan page for Virtual Business Lifestyle on Facebook, and I got to be honest with you, I do from time to time get in there and I try and engage people and I try and get, start discussions and things like that. But it looks like my guys are just, the people that follow me are just nice people. They just hit that like button. Maybe they read an article or watched a video and they hit the like button. And, I don't get a lot of interaction on the Facebook page. There are spurts here and there. But the fact that there's 11,000 odd people on there must mean that, they wanted to stay in touch in some way, shape, or form.
Sure.
But I mean, you've got other guys like Pat Flynn, who has around the same sort of number, whose Facebook page is just insanely active when it comes to community and discussions and everything. And he really works on that Facebook side of things. I know he puts a good half an hour or maybe even an hour or so a day into that Facebook fan page and the communities built up there. But for me, I like Twitter. It's fast, it's quick, it's easy, and some people don't like it. Some people think that it limits you too much to what you got to say. But for me, it's great. It does me well.
It's what you focus on. And the interesting observation, I'll try and put a bow around what you just said, is that when you're building these online relationships, don't be afraid to reach out and be complimentary to somebody who may have a lot more traffic than you or many more subscribers, etc., somebody that you might think is a rock star in the industry. And using Twitter, you're able to sort of pay them a compliment, forward some things around, put the fuel into the fireplace first in order to achieve a spark, and then who knows? You may get a relationship, you may not, but at the very least, by forwarding around that valuable content, you have done a service to the people who follow you.
Oh, absolutely. And I can tell you right now, I have reached out on Twitter to everyone from TV personalities to best-selling authors to, you know, extremely successful, you know, business owners and things like that. And 9 times out of 10, I get a reply from them. Some of those tweets have turned into very good quality relationships, and in some cases, actually nice friendships. And so, you know, I think, yeah, don't be scared to hit that button and just send somebody a quick tweet. I mean, it's a tweet. What are they going to do? Are they going to turn around and tell you to, you know, go piss off? It's not going to happen, right? You're being nice to them. Everybody likes it when someone's nice.
Sure, everybody likes followers too. Well, look, I want to appreciate you. I want to thank you again for the time you've taken. As always, I get enlightened whenever we talk. I'm sure the people who watch this video will maybe have some different feelings or ideas about collaborating virtually, collaborating across the miles, and maybe running their business virtually, which is something that you have achieved, and you set a goal and you did it. I look forward to chatting with you again. And why don't you go ahead and give us the, so I want to make sure I don't spell it, the virtual business lifestyle, give them the URL here.
Virtualbusinesslifestyle.com. That's what it's about right there. It's all there, baby. It's all there.
Yeah, I'm sure it is. And it's great because you do vlogs, content posts, audio podcasts, the whole 9 yards. You mix the media up well.
Oh, yeah.
Chris, thank you very much. I look forward to our next talk.
It'll be great. I've enjoyed myself. Take good care.
Okay, buddy. Bye-bye.